Hey, it is Thursday night, and this week has been kind of crazy. The first part of the week was busy at work, and yesterday I had the opportunity to go watch a young man at the Utah State High School Rodeo Finals. And the first show, he didn't get his saddle bronc rode, but the second show, he got his bareback rode, and we're very proud of Tucker, and we're proud of his parents and the great young man that they've raised. But tonight, I have got some raised beds that Weston and Brianne put together last weekend, and I'm going to get them, at least I think I'm going to get all four of them planted tonight, but I'm going to start by planting tomatoes. And so I wanted to kind of show you what these beds look like. So these are 6-in-1 beds. They're made out of metal, and they're not terribly high, probably, I don't know, 18 to 24 inches high, somewhere between there. But we've got them full, and I'm very fortunate to have two young men that came and filled them today. And we're going to get some tomatoes put in them, and we'll be planting those tomatoes exactly the same way that we planted them in the other beds. So I'll get these planted, and then we're going to go plant some pumpkin, and I think maybe the cantaloupe. All right, so I got about 24 tomato plants planted, and I got the cantaloupe planted, and I'm going to have to work very carefully around them to put in the trellis so that they can grow up it, but I'll have the materials for the trellis tomorrow. And I think I've got a few more squash plants and a pumpkin or two that need to get in the ground. And then I have 36 more tomato plants to put in. And I know that makes me wonder what I'm doing too. But most of them are those surprise tomatoes that I don't really know what they are because the stickers, you couldn't read them on them. They're the ones that came from the seeds I planted. And then I have quite a few that are mortgage lifters, which are those heirloom tomatoes, this is new for me. I've never grown an heirloom tomato before, but I understand that this is a really, really good type. And I wanted to put them in a different area anyway. So I probably will end up putting them into those livestock supplement barrels because quite honestly, I'm running out of room. And it's not really that I'm running out of room per se, because I do have some places I could put some grow bags, but the grow bags are just not deep enough. For tomatoes, you have to have them 24 to 36 inches deep. And so I'm going to have to put them in those yellow barrels to get them to grow. But I had someone today ask me, isn't it getting too late to put in a garden? No, it's not. I want to tell you a little story. So in 2015, my daughter was getting married in August, the end of August. And so it was going to be a busy, busy summer anyway. And then about the middle of May, I ended up having brain surgery. And then after I was in the hospital for, I think, 3 days or maybe 4, can't remember, I was out of it a little bit. I came home, but then I got blood clots, actually the same day that we were doing my daughter's wedding announcement pictures. So I ended up with 1 blood clot in each lung. And so that set me back a ways. And every time I went out, I had to walk with a walker because I was so dizzy. And then I would get so dizzy when I walked with the walker that I fell down a couple of times. And so everybody got really concerned about the fact that I was even up, and yet I had to be up or I was going to have more blood clots. I mean, it was just a vicious circle. But the end of May came, and I think the middle of June came, and I knew that if we didn't get something in the ground, we weren't going to have a garden. And so my husband, and I have to give kudos to him, got one of our older grandsons and a friend of my grandsons, and they came and they planted the garden. And I sat on the sideline and just told them where to plant and how to do it. And they did such a great job. And even though it was a little bit later that the produce started ripening and stuff, that we could start using it, it still was a good garden. And so you can put a garden in way late into the season. It just depends on what you want to plant. And also, if you have an area where you can cover them when it gets a little cooler at the end of the season. So when you think you're going to have hard freezes, if you can cover your plants, that will extend their production as well. And me, I'm going to have a greenhouse this year. I've got a couple of big, tall raised beds. one that my husband built and one that has been built by a grandson, that are going to be put in the greenhouse, and I'm going to plant some tomatoes. I'm going to plant them about the end of July, and we're going to see how that works. But I'm going to go from seed right in those raised beds. So that's going to be a test. It's going to be something new to try. But in the past, when I had planted tomatoes in Memorial Day weekend in my little greenhouses, I still had tomatoes clear into Thanksgiving. As long as I had once it started freezing, I had a heater in there. And so I finally, at the end of November, I was sick of tomatoes. And so I went ahead and I just pulled them out. Completely, totally got rid of them because I was just sick of them. But I think they would have continued to grow as long as I kept watering them and I kept them warm. But so there's things that can be done. Also, your cool weather plants like peas and radishes and spinach, lettuce, things like that like it to be a little bit cooler. You could wait clear until, say, the 1st of September and plant some of them, and you should still get a crop out of them. So you just need to do a little research and decide if you really want to do that or not, because it is a little more work, I think a little more work. But then this garden has become a little more work too. So, but just one of the other things I've got to get done, I ended up putting all those strawberries in the strawberry patch, and so I wasn't able to put them in those green stalk planters. And so I'm going to go ahead and plant herbs in those green stalk planters and just put them right out here in the middle so that they'll get sun all the way around them. And I'm going to see how that goes. And then I'm also going to plant herbs in some of those wall hanging planters, and we'll see how those work. So we've still got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to learn, and a lot of fun to have. Kaylee won't be doing any more videos with me for a few days over the weekend. She is going to Bear Lake with the other side of the family. I was told the other day that I have to share this little girl, so I'm sharing her under duress. And I'm going to be at the rodeo a couple of more times before it's over. And so I'm really excited about that too. So you guys, I hope you're having a good summer. I hope your garden's growing. I hope you're learning things, and I hope you're having fun. Because honestly, isn't that what life is all about? Is having a good time while we achieve things. So I will talk to you probably Saturday, maybe Saturday afternoon. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.